What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? It's Livin Large coming at you live from the Home Invasion Show in Ottawa, Canada. What's happening? I just want to talk to y'all about some of the beef, some of the low-key beef, some of the industry bullshit that's happening right now in the R&B music genre and in the hip-hop thing. You know what I mean? First and foremost, let's start with hip-hop because Bone Thugs and Harmony is my favorite group. So we're about to talk about this right here, all right? So, Migos, they running around talking about how they the biggest thing in hip hop. They the biggest group to ever do it in hip hop. You know what I mean? And pretty much Layzie Bone checked him. You know, he's saying, not to discredit any hip hop group to come before y'all, because that Bone Thugs and Harmony brand is still relevant, still strong, and still doing what it do. He even said he's like there's other groups like Public Enemy, NWA, Beastie Boys to name a few that did what it did. And y'all discredit them by saying that you guys are the biggest thing in hip hop. So Offset pretty much got at him and is like, you know what, let's check bank accounts. You want to get at us like this, let's check bank accounts. Right? So a lot of people are like, yeah, Offset is clowning Layzie Bone or whatever. And you know what? I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to remove myself from being a Bone Thug fan in case y'all want to think that this is a biased opinion. Okay? To me, it's like skill don't represent bank. There's a lot of talented rappers out there. A lot of crazy rappers that sold platinum records, double platinum, triple platinum, whatever you want to call it. Right? But if you look at their bank account and their net worth, they amount to nothing. Does that discredit their skill? Does that discredit what they've done in hip hop? No. Why should it? Why should it? You know what I mean? Skill does not amount to bank. You can't measure that together. That's like measuring apples and oranges. Yeah, they're the same fruit, but one's a citrus, one's an apple. You know what I mean? You can't do it. You can't do it, right? Let's talk skill. And Layzie Bone was saying, let's do skill. No, we're not measuring bank accounts. We measure skill now, right? Now, I heard some of the Migos shit, and to me, it's like, remember when Black Eyed Peas were doing the performances at like the Super Bowl halftime shows? And most of their music was auto-tuned, so when they take that same auto-tune track and they perform it at the at the Super Bowl halftime show, and it just sounds horrible. And a lot of people were clowning them. And it wasn't just hip-hop listeners. It was everybody. The casual listener was like, that was a whack performance. And it seems like Migos is up on that. You know what I mean? Their music is, or their lyrics, their voices or whatever, altered. And like, it's like, all right, so how you going to do this live? How you going to do this when it's just a one-on-one thing like that? You know what I mean? It's whack to me. Legit, it's whack to me. It's like, man, you can't really do that. You can't do it like that. Hold on a second. Just got to make sure everything all good here. There we go. So yeah, Migos, y'all losing. Now, Offset, special message go out to Offset. All right. Y'all getting dissed by Cardi B. Handle that business first before you get into something else. You know what I mean? Handle that. I don't know. To me, it's like, yo, you can't jump into one problem to the next. It's like, yo, finish one, solve one issue. And it seemed like she don't want nothing to do with you neither. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the news right here. Last thing happened 4 days ago. He tried to win her back. He interrupted one of her shows and shit like that. And to me, it's like, dog, you know what I mean? Like, you're already in the wrong. Handle that shit behind closed doors. You don't have to put yourself out there like this. And apparently her body language really was letting everybody know that she wasn't feeling it. She wasn't with that shit, So I was like, yo, Offset, man, handle that bullshit first before you get into this drama right here, Migos is a three-man thing. Let the other two handle it. That's what's up. Now on to the R&B thing. Okay, so Keith Sweat was being interviewed, and they just randomly threw out the question right there, calling him the king of R&B. And just before he answered, this other dude, this youngin, Jacquees, I believe his name is. I've never heard of this guy ever in my life. Never heard of his music ever in my life. Even when I don't have my ear to the street, I've never heard of this dude. You know what I mean? Sometimes randomly, like, you know, it filters right through. Cardi B, you know, Migos, Bruno Mars, all them other dudes, you know, their names get filtered through, even though I don't really seek, right? But this dude, I've never ever heard of this guy, ever. I actually legit had to look him up. Apparently he's signed to Cash Money or whatever. So he pretty much interrupted the interview and was like, he might be the king of back then, but I am the king of R&B now. And like, his own homie, Chris Brown, is clowning him now, laughing at him. It's like, yo, this guy's not the king of anything. And honestly speaking, I'm looking at his shit right here. You know, hasn't sold nothing, hasn't made nothing, hasn't won no recognition whatsoever. So how can you be calling yourself the king? You know, it's like the army. You get stripes on your sleeve. This guy has no stripe whatsoever on a sleeve. Nothing. You know what I mean? He's been nominated a couple of times. His album made numbers, you know, on the Billboard 200 or whatever. But other than that, nothing. Right? So to me, it's like, yo, you got to put in work in order for you to be calling yourself anything. And it's crazy because hip-hop, and now it even seems R&B music is going down the same road. Those genres, especially hip-hop, it's like they love to discredit the people that put it down before them. Only in hip-hop music. No other genre of music. You don't see rock and roll. You don't see people coming out and saying, yeah, you know, Jimi Hendrix is overrated. You know, he might be the king of the guitar riffs, you know, but that was back then. I am now the king of guitar riffs. Everybody pays homage. Everybody pays respect. Everybody acknowledges the people that put it down before them. Right? Only in hip-hop music do they discredit. And it seems like every time, and even then, like, you know, Keith Sweat apparently looked pissed or whatever. And people were saying, yeah, he was pissed because the guy said that he's not the king of R&B anymore. To me, it's like, yo, how do you know he's not pissed because the guy pretty much photobombed? You know, he just threw himself out there into the interview. He inserted himself, even though it wasn't really his interview. How do you know he wasn't pissed that way? Right? Automatically, because Keith Sweat is old and he's the past, right? That he's seen as the jealous one. He's seen as being miffed because of the whole thing. Granted, I didn't really see the video, and honestly speaking, I did not want to give it the click. I did not want to give it the view, right? And to me, it's just like, yo, anybody that wants to get their name out there, just throw out a random accusation, just throw out some random fact, claim to fame. No matter how absurd it is, no matter how out there it is, you got it. That's how you're going to get your name known, you know? And it's crazy because, hey, like I said, I never heard of this dude ever in my life. And now because he did, you know, because he did this bullshit, now I know who he is. You know? But to me, it's like, yo, if your own circle are not acknowledging you and they laughing at you, they saying, yo, you not the king of nothing. That's your generation. Y'all gonna look at the past and be like, yo, you guys are jealous because your time is done, quote unquote. Right? To me, it's like, yo, put in the work, put in the effort, put in the numbers, and then you might have a claim to fame. Right? Go look at Keith Sweat's, you know, history. Go look at his numbers. Right? Versus this guy right here. And it's crazy. The more I think about it, I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, yo, only in hip-hop has it been like this. Only in hip-hop do they diss them older dudes that put it down and shaped the platform for them. And it's the young versus the old. And I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? This is some crazy shit. And I'm going to hit y'all with a wrestling reference. So shout out to everybody that's going to get this reference. All right? But it seems to me like the urban music community, the hip-hop community, the R&B community, is starting to look like the last days of Vince Russo's WCW. It's the Millionaires Club versus the New Blood. And y'all know how that turned out, right? It's some crazy shit. I don't know. To me, it's like, all right, it's like this, okay? Y'all want to go skill to skill, do it up. Don't look at nobody's bank account. DMX is the best rapper, in my opinion, to come out of New York after Nas. But you're going to look at him right now. It's unfortunate. It's crazy when you look at DMX now. And sad even. It's sad. But does that discredit who he was? What he's done in hip-hop? No. No. And if you want to claim the fame, if you want to say, I am the blank of something, have a resume to back that up. That's all I'm saying. We got some more tunes coming at you right here. We're doing a half-half show. Today is the last show before Christmas. And usually what we do is we play a whole bunch of Christmas music all 4 hours. But, you know, I had so much exclusives that I wanted to split it in half, you know. So I did 1 hour regular program and the other hour Christmas. And now we back to Christmas. It's the last hour now. And we're going to be spinning some Christmas tunes, you know. I want to say this. If y'all didn't get that Christmas on Death Row album, that's a classic right there, right? You need to add that to your collection. And it's not none of that cornball Christmas, you know what I mean, music that you hear on the radio, commercial radio, or anything like that. This is some straight, real shit right here, you know? And that's a Death Row classic, right? And it's crazy because I'm not really into these festive, holiday, seasonal albums. But this one goes hard. And it gets my seal of approval. So go ahead and check that out. But for now, we got another classic, Run DMC for y'all. Christmas in Hollis. It's the Home Invasion Show. Check it out. The track is hot. Y'all already know what it is. You rockin' with Livin Large, baby. Gotta turn that down. Don't want to get flagged. Especially by no Def Jam. Hey, so that's what I thought about the whole bullshit that's happening right now in the R&B music industry and in the hip-hop industry, right? But let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. You agree, disagree, you don't like what I said? Either way, you can find me at Livin Large 187 on the Twitter. Once again, that's at LIVIN Large 187. Let me know what y'all think if you want to talk to me personally like that instead of doing it on YouTube or Facebook. It's all good. We can do what it do. You want to talk, you want to argue, we can hash it out, we can do what you want to do. It's all good. But I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Anybody celebrating anything happening in December, much love from the Home Invasion Show, much love from Livin Large. And once again, like Jerry Springer said, take care of yourselves and each other. Ottawa, Canada, full effect, Livin Large out. Take care of yourselves.